In this lesson, we're going to go over the rectangle tool, rotated rectangle tool, circle tool, and polygon tool. It's found here on your toolbar. The square, that is your rectangle tool. You've got a rotated rectangle, circle, and polygon. The shortcut key for rectangle tool would be R. That is default, but we'll go ahead and jump right into it. So here is your rectangle. You can see I have it drawn out already, but you want to find a starting point wherever you want to find your starting point at. Click once, left click, drag your box out, and you can bring it out as far as you want, and you can actually snap it 2 dimensions. So let's say we wanted to create something 36 by 36. So we just, without pushing any other buttons, we're going to type in 36, comma 36, and that's a 36 by 36 inch rectangle that we just created there. You can do that with the apostrophe as well. So 3 foot, apostrophe, comma 3, apostrophe, enter, and that does the same thing for us right there. That's rectangle tool. Use it all the time. It's great. Rotated rectangle is going to be helpful for things like this where you've got, let's say you want to make a beam for like a pergola post. So here's what you're going to do is you're going to find your starting point, and what we need to do is draw a line down. So we're going to left click it. I'll just do it for us. But actually, before we even do that, we need to create something here. So you see when we select our rotated rectangle, we get this protractor right off the bat, and what we need it to do is snap to that green axis protractor, because that means we're going to be going horizontally, not on the blue axis there. So the way you can make that work, and because what happens is it kind of goes on and off just by moving your mouse a little bit. That's what we wanted at right here by just dragging it down. But you can actually click I think it's the left arrow button. There we go, and that'll hold it in place. So your protractor will be left in place. But you left click once to start it, and then you bring it out to your desired length. So for this beam, let's say we want to do a thick beam, we'll go 3 inches. So type in 3, we'll hit enter, and then it allows us to drop our box down further. So you can see this. So we've got 3 out, and we're going to make this 12 inches on the width, and hit enter again. And that gives us our rectangle right there. So now if we push pull, we'll get into that a little bit, but yes, essentially we can bring our beam out this way. It's kind of easier than the rectangle tool, because here's what you got with this rectangle. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but yes, you're trying to find the next point to snap to, and it's not finding it on your ordeal, so you can't quite get it to where you need it to be. So let's say we wanted to do that 3 inch by 12 inch again. I can try it. Let's see if that works. So as long as I get it on this green axis, 3, 12. Okay, so that worked. But the problem is that you fiddle with it a little bit too much, because you're constantly back and forth. So sometimes that rotated rectangle is helpful. And I don't think there's any other applications for that, but yeah, you can come off a box like this, bring it out, and then have your spot right there. So that is what rotated rectangle does. Circle tool is a little bit like our arcs tool in that you can change the segments of your circle. So once you click it once, now it's going to say sides right there. So it's always going to be set to a default of 24 sides. So like you can see the sides, like you got the straight line, straight line, straight line. We can change that to like 48, let's say. So let's bring this out. We'll show something that you can see quite a bit of segments on it. But we can change that by going, clicking on the perimeter under entity info in your default tray. Go ahead and change that segment count to 48. And that just smooths out our circle right through there. So that's the one way of doing it, or you can just do it by bringing this out. Well, even before, excuse me, once you click on your circle, before you even do anything, just type in 48, and at the bottom right hand corner there, it'll ask for sides, and then you just go ahead and bring it out, and that gives you that 48 sides to make your circle. The bigger you make it, the more sides you need to create. So keep that in mind when you're doing this. Polygons, kind of the same deal too. Again, I don't really use this one very often, but right now I've got 6 sides to this, but let's say we want 12 sides to this polygon. So hit enter, and that changes everything, and that gives us 12 sides to that polygon. And then you can actually go back in and change that again, under entity info, I believe. So we got 12. Let's say we just want 2. Well, actually, it's always got to be 3. So 3 would be just a triangle. 4 is going to give you a square. 5 is going to give you that polygon finally. But you can do it as high as, let's say 36, and it pretty much makes a circle again out of that polygon. So anyway, that's all you really need to know about polygon, circles, rectangles, rotated rectangle. I don't think there's really any extensions that are needed for anything like this. So I'll end it here.